Hello everybody and welcome to a very special episode of the Talk Slot Boys. I, as always, am your host. My name is Tyler, and today I am, of course, joined by the boys. We got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we've got everybody's bearded, milky smooth, supple-skinned man-child, Kyle Steinle.
Hey there, how's it going?
So today, I'm assuming you've read the title of this episode, but we are reviewing one of the greatest albums ever conceived in the history of time by one of the greatest bands to ever grace the human race, and that, of course, is Yummy Yummy by the Wiggles. Holy shit, I haven't listened to this album in a minute. It's been an absolute delight going back through and just indulging myself in these sweet, sick tunes, you know? Wiggles are just such an influential band, I think, for a lot of bands in the scene that have come out of Australia. You know, Brennan and I were talking about this before the podcast started. You know, I think, like, Polaris owes a lot
North Lane, Parkway Drive.
Yeah, all these bands.
You can hear it in their music where, like, the roots of, like, specifically this album, many Wiggles album, but, like, this album in particular really holds, like, so much weight going forward, and not just music, but, like, society. There are things that are talked about in this album that you hear, like, every day, like an everyday joke. Like, you're gonna hear some of these songs, some of the songs that are totally worth being to the top, that, like, are the origins of jokes and things that are said, and it's just like, it's all because of the Wiggles. It's always been because of the Wiggles.
And I think also, upon re-listening to this, and I kind of already knew this, as the big Wiggles fan that I am, and I'm sure all of you at home are as well, but there's a lot of just really deep and, like, inquisitive lyrics in these songs. You know, I think that there's they have a lot of stories that they want to tell people. They have a lot of ideals that they want to kind of put out there and show the world. And I think it's very bold of them to kind of take some of these more, you know, controversial statements on some things and write some songs about some really abrasive topics, yet package them in such a lighthearted and fun way that you sometimes don't even pick up upon first listen that they're really talking about some very deep, important issues. So I'm really excited to dive into this album and just talk about all of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely... Yeah, I told you guys before, like, I listened to this album again right before we started this recording because I was just like you said, Tyler, there's just things in these songs that are just, like, so nuanced, so, like, just sprinkled in there that, like, just on that first listen, maybe on that first listen that I had with this album way back in the day, that, like, I just wouldn't have noticed. And now that I'm older, now that I've grown, so has this music, you know? It's grown with time, aged like a fine wine, if you will. And it's just everything that goes on in these songs is just brought to light today. And it's beautiful. So it's gorgeous.
Absolutely correct. Brennan, any thoughts on the album as a whole before we start the deep dive into dissecting this shit?
Well, before Tyler politicizes the Wiggles,
the Wiggles politicized themselves. I am simply going to speak what they already spoke, okay?
They are brave for politicizing themselves and the choices that they made.
Exactly.
Well, before the Wiggles reveal themselves as QAnon founders, I will say...
No. Wait a minute. I don't know if that's what they are.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but...
Tyler's got a lot to reveal.
I missed the song. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
But other than their deep political issues, I think it was really cool that a lot of these songs I recognized as a kid, and, like, listening to them nowadays, I'm like, whoa, like, I actually remember, like, listening to this stuff back in the day. So it's definitely going to be interesting to try to, like, rank these. So, because there's definitely some bops, definitely some, like, you know, some influence on, like we said, bands like Polaris, Parkway Drive, North Lane, you know, Architects even, like, bands that, you know, just absolutely shred. could not have found their footing without the Wiggles.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well,
I can't wait, boys.
For those of you at home who have not listened to any of our album reviews before, basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through the painstaking process of ranking each and every song from this album from worst to first. And I already know this is probably going to be a long one. You guys can already see how long this is by looking down below. We don't know how long this is going to be, but I anticipate with the amount of passion that the three of us have for the Wiggles, there's probably going to be some heated conversation to be had. And there's roughly 25 songs to dive into, so it's probably going to be a long haul.
This is going to be a
stretch. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to list off all the songs in the order they appear, just so we know what we had to work with. All right, so we have Hot Potato, Shaky Shaky, Fruit Salad, obviously iconic.
No. Intro to Fruit Salad.
I'm not counting Intro to Fruit Salad. It doesn't matter.
Hold on a second.
It doesn't. We don't.
We have to include every single song on the album. That is what they wanted. That's what we must do. Whether it's at the bottom or not, we must respect the wishes of everyone's four wiggly people.
Can you name those four wiggly people for me, Kyle?
Anthony, Greg, Jeff, and the other one. I don't remember.
Murray.
I was about to say, wow, you really are a real fan, but I get you dropped the ball there at the end, so
forgot
fuck
about
you, I
Murray.
guess.
It's my least favorite color of the four, so...
And of course the Asian one is the guy that you left out, too.
What do you mean? That's Jeff!
No, he included the Asian guy.
I guess I'm the racist one, okay.
Stop Asian hate, Tyler. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Anyway, fine. Intro to Fruit Salad.
Thank you.
Fruit Salad.
Shit. There we go.
Captain Feathersword. Our boat is rocking
the
on
original
the sea.
sea shanty.
Hell yeah. We're dancing with Wags the dog. I am so excited to talk about that one. Willoughby Wallaby Woo. Come on, let's jump. Walk. The French one that I am not going to attempt to pronounce. Ponies.
Phase doo doo.
Sure.
Dodo.
The Monkey Dance. Dorothy. Parentheses, my favorite dinosaur. Parenthetical song titles are always the best. Shake Your Sillies Out. Numbers Joke, which I'm assuming we're going to have to include also, even though it's not a song.
Of course we are, Tyler.
Okay.
It's number 16 for a reason.
Okay. Followed by the Numbers Rumba, which is an actual song.
It is.
Would You Giggle? Food Poem, which is, again, another really questionable entry, but for the sake of Kyle's feelings, we'll keep it on here. Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes. The Chase. Butterflies Flit. Where is Thumbkin? Veil. And Yawn Yawn Yawn. And that's a lot of fucking songs, people. Where are we even going to begin?
Okay, so seeing I was the one that was defending it, I will bring it up, right? I think there are 3 songs that I'm willing to concede being at the bottom, and they are the songs that don't actually have any instrumentals. They're spoken. I understand that. And they are Food Poem, Numbers Joke, and Introduction to Fruit Salad. Now, here's where I struggle, right? Because all 3 of these are quite iconic. Introduction to Fruit Salad is the intro to the one and only Fruit Salad. And obviously, we're talking about that one way later. That is coming in a while. There's maybe we even put a timestamp for when that's going to happen. Because, you need
It is going to be up there, probably, yeah.
Yeah, because you got to keep track of it. It's like a fucking checkpoint. That's a good one. All right? Then we've got Numbers Joke. And I mean, Numbers Joke, bro? Okay. All right, listen to me, right? How many times have you heard, why was 10 scared?
Too many times.
Yeah, exactly.
More than 10 times.
It's been more than that. But it is such a pivotal joke to the way that comedy has grown. And that alone is just another way that the Wiggles have taken this album and spread it out to touch other industries. And it's incredible to me. They talk about cooking, they talk about music, and they talk about jokes. They touch so many industries that, I feel like this song...
Talk about a whole lot more than that, to be fair. to be fair.
I mean,
but
yeah.
Also, like,
I mean,
my,
that's just
my
like
question
that's just
is
the top.
My question. I'm sorry to interrupt, but my question is:
okay.
Are they the ones who invented the numbers joke, or did they just
I wouldn't
decide
be surprised.
we really like this joke, so we're gonna put it in our album as an intro to the numbers rumba? That is what I want to know. I don't know. I thought this when I heard it, and I don't know.
We're
doing
doing
research.
Fact
checkers on this.
Yep, I'm pulling it up. I don't know how to look up the origins of the numbers joke.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll say that they made it up.
Yes,
and if that's the case, very iconic. Good on them.
Very
They've
iconic.
Impacted society.
My heart believes that they created the numbers joke, and that is just impressive to me. I remember hearing it as a child and just laughing, tears pouring out of my eyes, laughing, and I can't help but cherish those memories and at least put it above the other two non-songs, quote unquote.
I can get behind that.
Okay.
First time I heard that joke, I almost hyperventilated and died. So like,
exactly.
It's a good joke.
Exactly.
If you don't know what the numbers joke is,
listen to the song.
You're
damn it.
either 3 or you're living under a rock. I don't know what. Like, it's everyone's said it. Everyone's heard it. It's not funny anymore, but upon first listen, it's great. It's a hoot.
And most people at the age of 3 would probably also listen to it. So you have no excuse.
Exactly. Look this shit up. All right, so
but
we'll
here's
lock
the real
that in
question.
at number 20. This is going to involve a lot of math that I'm not ready for.
It would be 23rd, right? Because there's 25 songs?
Yes. If there's 25, then it's... Let me double check.
23rd.
It's actually 25.
I'm quite certain... Yeah, 25.
Yeah, 25. So that's... We'll put that at number 3. Now, food poem and intro to fruit salad. I think this intro to fruit salad, since it's part... Essentially, it's the beginning of fruit salad, right? So do we want to say that is a reason to put it at 24 because it is linked to one of the greatest songs ever written? Or do we want to say that, like, it rides off of fruit salad's coattails, and because of that, it's not a real song, so we should put that at the bottom? Like, how do you guys view this?
Intro to fruit salad should be number 25.
Really?
Okay, let me hear your argument.
Yeah.
Because Tyler said it best. It rides off the coattails, while food poem also rhymes, and it's its own like standalone thing.
It's true.
While intro to fruit salad, like there's a reason fruit salad has an intro. Like fruit salad is the bop to end all bops. Okay. And since there's an intro to it, I think that the intro should get even less credit.
Yeah, I agree.
No. Wait a minute. You hear me out, all right? Intro to fruit salad, right? I can see where you're coming from. I understand why you might think it's just riding on the coattails of fruit salad. But, okay, listen to what it says, right? It says, make sure you're using a plastic knife and that a parent is there to make sure that they are attending what you're doing. And I think that is just so important, especially for kids that listen to this at a young age. What if, like, without that intro, they just walked into the kitchen and grabbed a nice, trusty, sharp-ass knife and cut off their damn toes?
I guess...
If this is integral to the safety of children, because fruit salad reached so many people that they had to put this on because they knew that they had written just an absolute masterpiece of a song, that if they didn't put this intro on, kids could hurt themselves because they knew that more people were going to hear that song than most other songs in the album. Like, they knew that. They're smart like that. They have the galaxy brain. So they were like, we have to make sure their safety is intact. These kids have to be protected. They have to have supervision. They have to use a plastic knife, and it's just
Kyle,
like... What?
My thing is, though, as a kid, sure, you think that fruit salad is just about making fruit salad. Like, as an adult, going back and listening to it, it really isn't about that at all. So, like, is the intro really necessary at that point? Because the intro is obviously like a kind of a deterrent they throw in. Like, kids are probably going to want to make fruit salad after hearing this, because that's what they're going to take away from this. And, like, I agree, it's good that they added some safety precautions for the young ears. But also, like Brennan said, it's like it's less of an actual song and less of an actual unique piece than food poem is. And also, like, if we're looking at fruit salad for like the actual meaning, then the intro to fruit salad has really no bearing on anything. So I think it should be 25 also.
I see where you're coming from, and like I also think that food poem is quite fantastic. I mean, like the fact that they also dabble in writing a poem in the middle of all of this is just like they didn't need to, but they did, and like just that little extra on is just. Yeah. I so appreciate, and then the mouth noises at the end just really send you over the edge.
Oh yeah, it's like an ASMR experience. I think they must have invented ASMR too, because I don't think that was around before that either.
I think they must have.
No,
but I will.
One of them is a PSA for smooth brain kids. The other one is an actual work of poetry.
Exactly. That's best way to put that, Brandon.
That is fair. That is fair. But I before I move on from it, I will just say, songs like "Cut My Life into Pieces," "This Is My Last Resort" don't say have supervision, thus people could hurt themselves. It could be a terrible time.
Do you really fucking think that
what do you mean?
Somebody is going to go out and hurt themselves with a knife because of "Cut My Life into Pieces"?
They might, bro. But no. Listen, that they didn't cover their bases. The Wiggles did, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that they understand they have to cover all of their bases. They make sure that whether it's a small child or someone that's intellectual enough to understand the true meaning behind fruit salad is listening to this, they know where they have to create things to cover all of their bases, and I appreciate that. However, I do understand what you're saying. Food poem is quite its own standing creation. It's very unique. Yeah. The mouth noises, it just I will concede.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Papa Roach knew that Last
we gotta
Resort.
Move on. We can't spend 20
Last
minutes
Resort
talking
was
about
gonna be towards people our age. The Wiggles knew that fruit salad was going to be to smooth brain like 4 and 5-year-old kids. Thus, they probably.
But that's what they wanted you to think. Papa Roach wasn't thinking more than just writing a fucking banger. Guys. Wiggles knew more than that. Okay.
But yeah.
We gotta move on. We can't spend any more time talking about the songs that aren't songs. We still have like 20 odd more songs to get through.
So damn it, this is gonna be tough.
Intro to Fruit Salad's 25, Food Post 24, Numbers Joke 23. We gotta move on.
We're moving on.
What is up on the chopping block next? As far as actual songs go, now we're actually into it. So.
Okay. I do have something I'd like to put out there. I actually have a couple that I'm thinking like lean towards this, because when you have an album that is full of just beautifully created things, some of them are a little shorter, some of them just don't have as much going on, and that's just a fact. You can't peak the entire time. They're close, but they can't get there. So they're not perfect humans. They're just as close as perfection has come. The one songs in a language that most people don't speak.
Yes.
That are going to hear this.
You shouldn't say most people.
I know. Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, a good chunk of people.
It's not our native language, so we don't understand it.
I also think a lot of children that listen to this, well, I mean, if they're children from the country, I don't know. I'm being selfish here. I don't know what it's saying, okay? I don't know. Either. And that does take it away from me. It's very gorgeously written, though. I think instrumentally it does do a lot, but like when so many of these songs tell such a beautiful story that is not only on the surface one thing, but then actually telling a whole nother story. This song, when I can't even understand the story that's presented to me, I just takes me out of the loop.
Which, granted, is on us, but we're the ones who are doing this review. So I'm in the same boat. I can't understand it, so I can't say that it's better than anything else on this album. Granted, I could take the extra effort to translate it, but I'm not going to do that. I can enjoy all these other songs without Google Translate. So I agree with you, Kyle. I think this one should be next.
Okay.
I actually think that even musically, this song kind of sucks.
Really? Wow. Damn.
Hot take,
that's a hot take.
Sure,
yeah, hot take.
It's just, I don't like instrumentally, it's kind of boring.
I mean, I guess compared to some of like the other songs in this album, you're not wrong. I mean, if you're comparing it to like Fruit Salad or like Dancing with Wags the Dog or just like, instrumental powerhouses like that, it doesn't really stack up in that regard.
I mean, even like most of the songs on the album I enjoy listening to, but this one I just no.
Yeah.
I think everyone enjoys listening to most of the songs on this album, so like you're not alone.
Yeah.
But like I do think you might get some hate for saying that one in the comments, but we'll see. We'll see with time.
I know there's probably some like Faye Doo stands out there, but you know.
I'm pretty sure it's Faye Dodo.
Faye Dodo, whatever.
Doo-doo.
Well, Faye Dodo is fucking doo-doo.
On
all levels.
Does that translate to fuck in doo-doo?
This song blows.
Cool, that I don't
think so. I don't think so.
This song blows. Put it at 22.
All right, it's at 22.
There we go.
Can I throw out a song?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't particularly like.
Okay.
Dorothy, my favorite dinosaur. A rare miss, I think, because I think that lyrically, there's a lot of it. Just a lot of it doesn't make sense, I guess. And like also, it doesn't have a whole lot of deep meaning. It's quite literally about a dinosaur that is their friend or something. But it's like it's full of a bunch of contradictions. Like it starts out by saying, "Oh fuck, there's this dinosaur eating all our roses. What a bitch." And then 10 seconds later, it's like, "Wow, she's the best gardener ever. She's helping us in the garden, mowing the lawn, planting roses." I'm like, "What the fuck? She was fucking up the garden 10 seconds ago. Why is she now the most helpful gardening dinosaur in the world?" I don't know. Also, and then it like switches to like check her out on the dance floor. I'm like, "We're not on a floor. We're in the garden." And like it's a lot, there's a lot of like whiplash in that song, like lyrically, and it just bothers me.
Yeah, the story doesn't have a lot of continuity, right? Like one moment she's rummaging through their garden as a prehistoric beast, and the next moment she's running a lawnmower. Like I don't that's not really realistic to me. And like I think a lot of these songs really strike as like a realism tone with me. Like I feel like I could go out and like perfect contrast. The next song, "Shake Your Sillies Out." I just want to sit around the fire and shake my sillies out with my bros.
Yeah,
like I just feel like that's just
it, man.
I can just like I can feel that in my soul. But like Dorothy, I just feel like it just goes all over the place. I will say though, the actual tune is pretty catchy. I do think, and I think there's a lot of chanty moments with like the spelling her name out, and like the whole ending is pretty chanty. And I think anytime you do that, I think that it really does pull in a lot of people, kind of like create that camaraderie. We kind of talk about that a little bit with some of the DGD albums that we've talked about. Yeah. I'm comparing Wiggles to DGD, and
it's a fair comparison to make. I mean,
they're pretty close in tier, honestly. There, you know? Yeah, like it's like DGD Wiggles Papa Roach, but like. But anyways, I do think that chantiness, and they wrote it that way to kind of take away from the fact that the story might not have felt like a one cohesive thing in it. Yeah. And like you said, Tyler, I think that there isn't a lot going on underneath the surface. No.
So like literally the only thing is like the name, but the song isn't even really about it, because like the anagram for Dorothy, like it obviously stands for dying of Ritalin overdose traumatizes healthy youths, and everyone knows that. And like I appreciate that they're getting that message out there, but the song wrapped around it just doesn't really convey the message super well.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's brave of them to like just put that as the song title. I respect that, but the song around it just it's not as good, you know.
Yeah, I will say, honestly, now that you say that and you speak that name out a little bit louder and like it's just like out in the air, I do think that maybe the flopping of the hat that she's wearing, I will say her drip is kind of off, but like I think that
the yellow spots are probably also like
the disease showing itself.
To, like,
yeah.
So
and the drippy hat
with
is
the
like
music video and the name, like there's some stuff under the surface there, but it's not as blatant as a lot of these other songs that we're going to get into later, I think. So I don't think it salvages the song from pissing me off at all. So
you have to kind of really search for it. In other songs, you have to search, but it's not like so far that it's kind of it is not angering to you. This one is a little too far. So I definitely could see Dorothy coming up next. However, I have another one that I'd like to throw on the chopping block, kind of fight tooth and nail with Dorothy. Okay,
what do you got?
And it is Willoughby Wallaby Woo. Okay. I don't know if you.
I don't know if we're on to Willoughby Wallaby Woo yet.
How can you not be on to Willoughby Wallaby Woo?
Because
this entire song is legitimately a genocide. It's just genocide. This elephant is stepping on everyone.
No, that's Kyle. You ignorant piece of garbage.
No, Tyler. It's. Don't you see what they're doing?
Child. That is not what the song is about, Kyle. That is not what the song is really about. If
Tell me what you fucking think it's about, then,
it's
Tyler.
about an elephant physically sitting on people, then you are a fucking child.
Okay. All right, then tell me what the fuck's going on,
You can go sit at the kids' table and listen to the rest of this music with a bunch of other people who are gonna mistranslate it. Okay.
Okay. Tell me what it's actually about then.
Is a hard-hitting song. Okay. It's obviously not about elephants just fucking sitting on people. The elephant is a metaphor. It's referring to the crushing guilt and depression that we all feel in different parts of our lives when we have to come to terms with like the mistakes of our past and everything. It's like an elephant on our shoulders weighing us down, you know, and it affects everyone. You know, the elephant sits on you, the elephant sits on me, you know, the elephant sits on all those random people that they threw out. You know, they're trying to convey the message that, you know, while this guilt that you are experiencing now, while it is a massive weight, much like an elephant, you are not alone in your struggles, because the elephant sits on everybody. And it's only after we realize that we can start to kind of band together and overcome our elephants, as it were. You know, I think there's a very powerful message there that I think needs to be told.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I do like, I will be honest with you, I didn't see that when I listened to this. Maybe I'm smooth brain. However, what I thought was happening, what I was gripping onto was, I think I got a little too in my head on this one. I thought, you know, like every song has such like it's like an onion. You just let it peeling back the layers. What if this one is just confession? You know, like this isn't that. They're like playing with you, you know, back and forth. Is it deep? Is there another meaning? I don't know. And like this one I thought was just like they were committed, like talking about how they witnessed an elephant step on people. And then like the guy that's singing is like giggles at one point. Yeah, like he can't hold it in.
For me was like, they're not just going to sing about, they're not going to be laughing at genocide. There's clearly a deeper meaning to this. And then I sat down and I really absorbed it. And then it kind of just spoke to me on that level. I was like, oh, okay, the elephant's a metaphor. This makes a lot more sense.
I think there's a bigger contender for next year that you guys are totally missing.
What do you think?
Oh.
Butterflies Flit.
Ooh, interesting.
I mean, Butterflies Flit is very short.
Yeah, it is.
It's 36 seconds of like, you know, some acoustic guitar, the guy's like kind of half-ass singing, and then there's like a little bit of like things going on behind him. But like compared to like every other song I listened to on this album, like it doesn't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's lower tier. I do think it's fun that they made a song that's just blatantly about watching pornography, but like,
yeah,
I mean, you're kind of right. Like, it doesn't really offer a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think within that guitar progression, I think that like if you take the actual like progression of the chords and you wrote them out, I didn't take the time to do it because I mean I was just busy listening to the album over and over again. Sure. But I'm pretty sure it is the same exact chord progression as the intro to the Pornhub theme, like that Pornhub. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And
it might be. I didn't really get that in depth.
It
with
sounded
it either,
like it could be. Mm-hmm. But like
it would fit with the theming of the song, so that would make a lot of sense.
And then it ends with that music box, and like everyone gets tired after, you know, cranking it out. So like maybe like it really everything's kind of coming together for me on this one now. Mm-hmm. I will say though, there's not something I dislike about the song. However, there are things I dislike about Dorothy in particular. You have sold me on Willoughby Wallaby Woo, especially because of that kazoo solo. That really does seal it for me. That's this redeeming factor. Where does that show up again? Nowhere. It's beautiful. But I think I would lean more towards Dorothy being next, and then Butterflies Flit after.
I can get behind that.
Brennan,
I think you're going to be outvoted.
I would put Butterflies Flit lower, but I am outvoted. So here we go.
Like Butterflies Flit is boring, but it doesn't actively piss me off. That's why I have to vote the other way. So
fair.
Same.
So we will do. I'm gonna have to like recap after every one of these just because of the sheer amount of stuff we had to get through. So 25 Intro to Fruit Salad, 24 Food Poem, 23 Numbers Joke, 22 The French One, 21 Dorothy, 20 Butterflies Flit.
Okay, we got 19 to go, baby.
Yep.
Let's keep cranking.
We're cruising along. Shockingly, this is actually going faster than some of our other album reviews with less songs. So
we say that 32 minutes into recording.
I know, which is horrible, right? We talk way too much.
Yeah, we
We're
absolutely
the
do.
Talks a Lot boys for a reason. Anything else that you guys want to be?
I do. I
considering?
have a contender.
Okay.
The song "Come On, Let's Jump" is where I'm leaning towards next. It's another short one.
Yeah.
I think it's about like 38 seconds. I'm pretty sure is what I'm seeing here.
Something like that. Yeah.
39 seconds, correct. There's just not a lot going on here. I think it's very beautifully arranged. I think there's a lot of really great guitar. It kind of has some connections to like a Midwestern theme that the jump could also be meaning like riding a horse and it kind of like hopping along. I really do like that imagery that is through the writing of this song. And then you have the synthesizer come in that really adds a lot to it. It does have some good progression. However, I think at this point we have so many songs that just are at least a minute long, you know?
Yeah.
And they have just like some very deep meanings. I didn't really find a lot in this one. But
honestly,
I do like some of the text
message
painting.
for this one isn't even that good. It's just about like peer pressure.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, everyone else is doing it. Like, you should do it too. And I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's brave. It's brave.
Yeah, it's
but
brave.
Like,
I mean, like to have a stance like that. I mean, like, no one says that. So good on them for just being that guy. But it doesn't really resonate with me personally as much. I do. Isn't there like an accordion solo or some shit at the beginning of this?
Yeah, I believe it's either an accordion or maybe it's a synthesizer that's mimicking the accordion. I'm not quite sure.
I liked that part, but I think after that it kind of just like it peaked at the the very beginning, and then it just didn't really. And then it was just like, hey, if your friends jump off a bridge, fucking follow them.
It kind of recycles,
like,
you know. It kind of goes back. It kind of goes back, but just with the accordion in it. And I don't know. It's just. I will also say, you know, these lyrics. I think Apple Music kind of understands what these lyrics mean, because a lot of these songs on Apple Music you can click the lyric button. This one you can't. So I don't think it wants you to really know.
Probably not.
What's going on here? Everything's coming to light here. I see what's going on here, Apple. I'm about time to buy a new phone, and looking like it might be a Samsung, but we'll talk about that later. It'll be fine. So I'd like to lock it in next, but I mean it's up to you guys, because like I said before,
another song. There's another one that we're missing here, John.
What are we missing, Brennan?
I know that it is 1/3 of the inspiration of the band Veil of Maya, but we're missing Veil instrumental.
Okay,
this song is literally just like piano with like a little bit of, I can't remember what the fucking instrument is.
It's a tambourine. The tambourine.
The tambourine is what saves that song.
Exactly.
Okay? The tambourine steals the fucking show. Okay, I was
shit.
not on board with Veil at the beginning. I was like, this is kind of like, I get everyone has to have like their power ballad stuff, whatever. It is kind of boring, especially compared to the other.
It's a power ballad. It doesn't even have any fucking words.
That tambourine comes
It doesn't need words, because the tambourine brings that energy.
Speaks enough words as it is. If there were lyrics on top of the tambourine, it would be too much. They knew that the amount of power that this tambourine was going to bring to this song, and they were like, we don't need anything else. We don't even need this song to be longer than 10 more seconds after the tambourine comes in. There is so much fucking weight and power behind their fucking tambourine, and they just own it. And I'm like, damn. They understand. They fucking understand how to use a tambourine properly. Like, the person swinging that tambourine around clearly has a big penis, and I respect it.
Like, what the fuck? We're
gonna
put songs that actually have words and meaning and like
they don't need words to be beautiful. Have you heard the other instrumental on this album?
The other instrumental on this album,
the other instrumental smokes this bullshit.
Like, it's not even in the conversation.
Kidding me?
You're right. No, you're right. But like.
I am
but
right.
These instrumentals are incredible.
This should have been 20.
No. You're right that the chase is a great instrumental.
Yeah, no,
but
you're right.
So
The
is
chase
Veil.
is great. You're wrong.
Yeah, the chase smokes the shit.
I would agree. Veil is coming up.
I'd put everything over this track, other than the 3 that are fucking piss poor, like 10-second long, like works.
You watch your mouth, sir. I don't really appreciate the way that you're kind of throwing blasphemy around here. Okay,
I would like to point out that you are trying.
Shut this shit down. You guys.
I would like to point out that you are legitimately trying to say that a song convincing kids to give in to peer pressure is better than the best tambourine solo in the history of all time. There's no logic behind that.
Well, there's plenty. At least the one that convinces kids to jump actually sounds fucking good. Holy
You don't
shit.
think Veil sounds good? Do you have ears, my guy?
Oh, I'm just gonna hop on the piano, and eventually, you guys will come in with like 2 tambourine hits.
Gorgeous
And all of a sudden,
piano
fucking,
work, by the
it's
way.
like world changing to you.
We've been
Oh
talking
my
about the
God.
tambourine
My
hits
mother
so
can
much,
play this
and
fucking
rightfully
bullshit.
so.
Are you
But like
kidding me? She's
the
terrible
piano work
piano.
is so good. Like we haven't even
Oh.
touched on that yet. The piano progresses in such a beautiful. Like what were we talking about before? What was the other one with the piano that we were talking about? I don't even remember. It all just blends together as one beautiful piece of work.
Exactly.
What were the other songs that we just talked about? Fuck.
You guys should argue against you can't remember what the fucking song is. Holy shit.
Oh, we were talking about the butterfly split progression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how it was like beautifully
that
written. I
song
think
should have been 22 also. Both of these songs blow. Are you kidding me?
you blow, sir.
That's not happening at all. You are Kyle today, Brennan. Normally we
What the
gang
hell,
up on
man?
Kyle and tell him he's wrong. Today it's you, apparently. And that
You know
sucks.
what? I'm completely cool with that. I like being the villain because your guys' taste sucks on this album. Let's be real.
I cannot put Veil underneath. Come on,
I can't
let's
either.
jump.
I
can
can't
put
either,
it right
bro.
above it if we want to lock it in like immediately after. I'm fine with that because I do think.
Let me take a look.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Brennan is wrong, but he is correct about the fact that like I think some of these other songs just offer a lot more. Like this song is very short, it doesn't have lyrics. Granted, the tambourine is amazing, but some of these other tracks that bring a lot more to the table have really good instrumentals to back it up too. As much as I love that tambourine, I don't know how much the tambourine can carry it when it compares to some of these other fucking slapping ass tracks.
It carries it 0.
Well, it does carry it far.
I'm like, oh my god, what even?
Yeah, I can't agree with you, Brennan. I have to stand up against
at least
this
Kamala's
tyranny.
Jump's actually somewhat catchy, even though it's like really dark.
I will agree with you. It is, and I'm not saying either of these songs are bad. I think we haven't talked about a bad song.
About Honey's Revenge.
We haven't talked about a bad song yet. Like all of these songs are in a tier unlike any
I'm
other.
I'm just saying compared to the rest of this album, Veil kind of blows. Same thing with like Phase Doo Doo or whatever.
That's your opinion, man.
That's why I need to voice it. We're trying to speak here.
We were all pretty nervous about me getting canceled about some opinions I make in an upcoming Dance Gavin Dance thing, which you can hear in the future if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. But
it is pretty
I
cancel-worthy.
think that these takes from you, I think you're gonna get canceled way before me at this point.
I don't even give a shit. This is the Wiggles.
And for the sake of time,
we gotta move on. Yeah,
we have to lock these in and move on.
We have to move on. We have to completely abandon reason and rank these.
Yeah, we have to overcome your ego and accept the fact.
Ego. We have to completely overcome reason.
So 25. Just to recap: 25. Intro to Fruit Salad. 24. Food Poem. 23. Numbers Joke. 22. The French One. 21. Dorothy. 20. Butterfly Split. 19. Come on, let's jump. 18. Veil.
Okay. Great.
Okay, we're on. What's taking number 17? Can I throw out a song that I don't like?
Yes, you can.
Where is Thumbkin?
Okay? I agree with this. I actually do. I really do.
That song is one that like it's better for kids. It just doesn't really. Yeah, I get bored listening to it. Honestly, it's very nursery rhyme-esque. There's not really good instrumentals. It's just kind of there. You know.
Now
honestly,
I will say,
can I say something that's gonna piss off Brennan? I want Where's Thumbkin to be under Veil.
I do too.
Talking about, I forgot
really
about
do.
it, but now that we're saying it, it has to be under Veil.
I have some pretty big grievances with the song. Okay, First of all, I will say a nod to it. The interaction is quite nice. I don't think there's always like the back and forth interaction with the kids, and they even join in at the end, which I think is quite nice. However, where we talked about Numbers Joke being like the beginning of such a pivotal joke in the comedy world, this is taking a nursery rhyme that I know is not theirs and kind of ripping it off a little. Like,
do we want to put this at 25? Do we want to make the big boy move and just drop this shit all the way to the bottom?
No.
No.
Well, maybe. They also shy away from the middle fucking finger, and I don't really like that.
They do. They say, show me Thumbkin. They say, show me Pointer. And when they get to Tall Boy, they're like, keep that shit in your pocket. You don't want to be triggering anybody. But we all know that the tall finger is the most fun finger.
And my Ringo stands up just fine, guys. My Ringo stands up just fine. I know it's a problem for a lot of people
more
that
I
they
think
can't
about
get
this,
their
the
ring
more
go
triggered I'm
up, but
getting. I
mine
don't-
stands up just fine.
Kyle, you said that they do rip off a nursery rhyme. They do. It's called Frere Jacques.
Exactly.
And I think that the fact that they did that, plus had some sort of musical element to it, completely trumps Veil. Since Veil has no lyrics, it has a tambourine solo that I find to be cheap, that they just kind of threw in to, just to attract the smooth brains.
You're just not reading it right, honestly.
And it's like a full-fledged song compared to a lot of these other ones that we're inevitably going to put over.
Are you saying that you think Thumbkin is better than Veil?
Oh, hands down, yeah.
You're telling me that a song...
I think it's directly next.
Oh my god. Is this the episode where we find out Brennan's actually stupid and like he just actually is stupid?
All along,
Are you
I
kidding
was the
me?
sleeper.
All right.
I was
so
here.
you're gonna put a song where a guy literally plays like a piano and then has a tambourine come in for 40 seconds.
Tambourine solo of all time.
Hang on a second.
You're
Hang on.
underselling it so
Dude, you
much.
can look up like any 70s rock song with a tambourine and it's better than this shit. You kidding me?
No, you hold the fucking phone.
Oh my god. And plus it has twice the plays on fucking Spotify.
Who gives a shit about the plays?
It's because
people
these
with
smooth-brained
actual
children
thought
don't
process,
understand.
like-
They don't
Oh,
understand.
my God.
Hang on. We have
I'm
gotten
looking at these
complaints. We
two
have gotten
brains in front of
complaints.
me. They don't got any ripples.
We have
This is
gotten
incredible.
complaints from multiple people now
We've
that have
gotten
come up to me
complaints.
personally that have listened to our
from, like,
album
two
reviews
people.
and told me that we underrate songs that are like shorter with instrumentals. And I kind of agree. I think that, I don't think they deserve to be a ton higher, but this is definitely where that situation is showing. I think that Veil is original. It's unique. It's beautifully written. The tambourine adds that little bit of spice on the top.
Original.
And Thumbkin
Guys,
is a ripoff. Thumbkin is a ripoff of Frere Jacques.
I'm gonna do a power move here because I think we can all agree that Thumbkin sucks and it's kind of
It
a
is.
ripoff. And the more we talk about it, I'm bumping Thumbkin down to fourth to last because I think every other actual song we've talked about so far,
That's fair.
is better because they're
That's fair.
like more original.
I will give it credit that it has the interaction, and the kids join in, and I do like that. And that alone, I don't think it should be the bottom. So I agree kind of with where you're sliding it down to. But man, like they're not in an album where they're so willing to just cross boundaries that no one wants to cross, that no one wants to talk about. It's just such important things to talk about. They don't even talk about the middle finger.
Yeah, weird. It's so weird. In an album where they
Plagiarism
talk
much?
about like,
Also, come on.
yeah, in an album where they talk about like gang violence and drugs and fucking what are the other things we already talked about? Some of the songs,
Wags the dog.
fucking pornography addiction.
pressure.
Like there's just a lot of stuff that they go over, and then this one they're like, whoa, we got a pussyfoot
get
around
addicted to
talking about the
fucking
middle
Ritalin.
finger.
You know what I have to say about Where Is
So
Thumbkin?
you're gonna put a song. So Veil, that piano
Veil's not
part.
moving. Veil's
You
not
can
moving.
walk in. You can walk into any church on any given Sunday and hear that exact
Brennan,
piano
we don't
part
have time
being
for you
played.
to
That's
fucking
not
talk
true.
in circles about
How
your wrong
original!
opinion.
Oh my gosh!
So,
And they come with a tambourine.
Brennan,
oh
we
my
get
gosh,
it.
I'm so
We
special.
get it.
Oh,
You don't like
We get
Veil.
it that
You're
you're
gonna
wrong.
put,
You're gonna
we're
put
moving on.
Thumbkin.
We can't.
Brennan, we
You
get
put
that you're wrong.
Thumbkin beneath
Circle
that
around
shit.
this for
Oh
30
my
minutes.
god!
I have
Oh
one
my
final
God.
thing to say, and is what I have to say to Where Is Thumbkin is where is my middle finger, and it's right the fuck here. Get the 22nd.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I mean, I get that,
shit.
but still.
I'm not here for it.
God. That was the raddest thing, Kyle, you've ever done. Super sick. I'm gonna recap again.
Okay.
We've shaken up the
We
fruit
did
salad
shake it up a
order.
little bit.
Yeah. 25, intro to fruit salad. 24, food poem. 23, numbers joke. 22, Thumbkin.
Fuck you.
21, French song. 20, Dorothy. 19, Butterfly Split. 18, Come On, Let's Jump. 17, Veil. Those are all locked. We're not touching them. We're moving on.
Moving on.
Locked.
This
You
gets
said they were
tough
locked
now.
before, and you're like, let's bump this one to fourth to last.
Sometimes you gotta make exceptions, Brennan. You should understand that,
It
okay?
happens all the time. We gotta
It really
move
does.
on.
It does
Okay.
happen all the
What's
time.
next?
This gets tough now. This gets
Yeah,
tough.
okay.
I
This
I,
is very
I have
tough
a way I'm leaning, and Tyler, maybe you can sell me on this one because I do feel like you and I took a little bit of a different route to this. I kind of went instrumentally. I found what really is happening there through the writing process, and you really did a deep dive into lyrics, which I didn't personally do as much as we could see from Willoughby Wallaby Woo. So the one that I'm leaning towards going next is Would You Giggle? is where I'm
Would
going
You
next.
Giggle freaks me out, okay? Because
It freaks me out. Okay, we're on the same page.
We're on the same page. I think it's very hard to misinterpret that song.
Yeah,
I think like here's the thing. It's creepy, so I don't like it because it makes me uncomfortable. I get though that the point of the song is to try to make you uncomfortable. It's drawing attention, and this is actually kind of cool because like this is common knowledge now that like Hollywood culture is full of a lot of, unspeakable acts.
It's just under the surface,
it wasn't really
much
a
like
big
the
known
song.
thing back in like the 90s when this album came out, right? So I think it's very bold and very brave of them to make a song that's like just blatantly about like important people physically canoodling their subordinates without consent and trying to like lure them into precarious situations,
Exactly. I will applaud them
while
as well.
I do think that it was a very like brave move of them to try to like point that out, it can kind of come across as they're just trying to do that, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I definitely like immediately my first note I made for this was no, stay away from me. Okay, I wouldn't giggle, and I just like sometimes because then I did realize like what you're saying, Tyler, is like they are showing this like going through this act, and that is to bring to light an issue that needed to be brought to light at the time, and we just weren't smart enough to see it then, Like, shame on every single person that heard the song and didn't look into what was going on behind the scenes.
They knew about Kevin Spacey. Back in the 90s, they knew about Kevin Spacey, and they tried telling us, and we didn't listen. And now here we
didn't
are.
listen to the Wiggles. I will say, though, like, sometimes, when it's real, it hurts. And it can disgust you. And I think that this is where this song leans a little to me. Like, while it is important, while I'm glad it is on this album, I think that it still is disturbing, to hear these kind of things about his pockets being out, and like what could that even mean? Like,
I think we all know what it means.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to give some allure, some mystery.
Out.
Okay, Tyler,
want to come put that back in my pants for me?
But I will say that
nobody takes
little
that sound clip of me saying that out of context ever.
Oh God,
it's already happening unless I edit it out.
I will say though, that little pop at the end, that really does bring it together, and that makes me glad that we haven't talked about it yet. But this is a good place for it. This is a good place. That does it. That does bring it all together. 10 out of 10. I love it. Yeah. But I think this is a good place for it. I think there's like a tug and a pull with this one, ironically. I think it's a good place for it, though. I do think it's a good place for it.
Yeah. Brendan, what do you think about this song?
Whatever you guys want.
You don't agree that's a little creepy? Do you not agree with that?
Oh, no, I totally do.
Okay, good. I was like, how off the radar are you here? Like, but I can see that you have some taste still, that you understand that. And what?
No, it's just I feel like the fact that
this song is above Veil as a crime. It might be
about Veil anymore on this episode.
I'll just leave. I'll just quit. Like, this isn't
it's
like now that I
that
know you guys won't listen to Reason. I mean, how much does my opinion really matter? Put it where you want. I don't give a damn anymore.
All right, I guess we're putting that there.
Put it there, yeah.
You're outvoted anyways. Doesn't matter.
So we've weeded out most of the bad ones at this point.
Yeah, I do think that I think
most of the ones left are very good.
Yes, I agree. So, what number are we at?
I don't know. Well,
that was 16, I think.
Was it? Are we on to the final 15? I say that like it's near the end.
That's like normally the amount we start out with. Oh, final 15.
A song has 12 songs. Oh, we're on the final 15.
Okay, honestly, this is a little tough for me. So do we want to do a round of tabling? Do we want to do some tabling? It might be a little too early to do tabling.
If you want. I mean, it might help.
Sure, yeah.
Kyle, you want to go first?
Yeah. I mean, I gotta, right? Fruit salads, you guys.
Yeah, it's a given.
Start off of there.
What we table that?
That's arguably at the top.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Brennan, what are you going to table?
I think that Wags the Dog is a very solid feacher, so I'm going to put We're Dancing with Wags the Dog.
Hell yeah.
Smart choice. I like it.
So now I don't have to. If I can find that on my list, Jesus Christ. I'll find it later. I'm going to table The Chase.
I like that. I like that choice.
Yeah,
That's a that's a bold choice, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Definitely the better instrumental track on this album. So
Definitely.
God, I feel like there's so many songs left that I also want to table. This is tough.
Well, how many do we have left after that table? We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, there's
5,
15. We still have
6,
12.
7, 8, 9.
We have 12. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, we can do another round of tabling. We still have 12 left.
We could do another round table. That gets us to 9.
Yeah. That's at least like manageable, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Kyle, go again. Table something else.
Wow, dude. We're coming down to it here. I'm gonna table Numbers Roomba.
Numbers Rumba.
Numbers Roomba.
Really?
Yes, I am.
Huh.
Tabling it.
Shit.
I have a lot to say about that one. I'm very excited to talk about that one.
Okay.
About that one being close to next.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that was going to be close to the next two, honestly.
Oh, I tabled it, so fuck you.
He tabled it.
What do you guys say about it?
Right. It's fair.
Man of questionable taste.
Them's are the rules. Brendan, what do you got?
I am easily tabling Hot Potato.
Thank God. That was like the other one I was dancing with, so I'm glad you did that.
That song is a quintessential classic, so...
Fair enough,
Hot
man.
Potato.
Fair enough.
And it is their most streamed song on the album. by like a landslide.
Wow.
Like it's smoked
Fair.
fruit salad.
I'm going to table Shake Your Sillies out.
God
Good call.
damn.
Good call.
Classic banger. I think it deserves to be tabled for now.
Good call.
So that leaves us with
A lot.
Here I can
Still a lot.
I can give a little I can do a little recap of what's left.
Okay.
Okay. So we have got Shaky Shaky,
Yeah.
Captain Feathersword. Our boat is rocking, or whatever it is. I just have our boat written.
Our boat is rocking
Our
on
boat
the
is
sea.
rocking on the sea.
Rocking on the sea. I was close. Walk. Ponies.
Oh, is it Pantera's Walk?
The Monkey Dance. Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes. And Yawn Yawn Yawn.
I think...
Wait, just get ponies?
No, I said ponies. I said
Okay, yeah.
ponies.
I was like, Ponies is good. I think of the ones left, the weakest ones are, in my opinion, I think the weakest ones are Yawn 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 and
Okay.
Captain Feathersword.
That's fair. I have another one I'd like to throw in the mix of weakness.
Okay, do it up.
I'm leaning towards Shaky Shaky coming up next soon. I'd be
Okay.
willing to put it above what you just said, but it's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
in that realm.
I can get behind that. I think those are probably our next three. Brennan, do you have any thoughts?
Any emotions? Any
I
emotions
think
at all?
I think those three are pretty accurate.
Okay.
A big part of me is putting Yawn 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 at the lowest.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but like it's just kind of like a... Like, I don't know. It doesn't really catch me. Like Captain Feathersword to me is like the original sea shanty.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, in an era nowadays with TikTok and stuff where like the sea shanty is like taken off.
Right. Yeah, I do think
And
that is a factor for sure.
It did
Because I
kinda
can
start
agree.
the whole genre.
I think of the three left, I was kind of thinking Yawn 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 is the lowest one, because I think like slappy ass bass and chime solo aside, like I just think that other songs kind of offer more. Like I very much like the instrumental aspect of this song. I just think lyrically it's not as nuanced as the rest of the material.
I mean, that's fair.
And that to me just kind of makes it stand out. Like if we have to be like pulling teeth here, I want that to be next.
Yeah, I could say I don't think I'd come to this song as often as I would some other songs. Like, right, what am I going to listen to? I don't think I'm immediately going to come to Yawn Yawn Yawn. However, I will. It is in one of those scenarios where like it is still a good album ender because it has a lot of similar musical bits to it, similar to Hot Potato, the intro to the album, and I do like that. Like some of the instrumentation kind of echoes it a tad, and I like that writing standpoint to have like a beginning and end. It does create a good bookend to the whole album. Hot Potato outclasses it, I think, in a lot of ways. But yeah, I do think that it's a nice wind down for the album. I think it does its job. However, its job doesn't have to be as impressive as the other songs left on the album. So I would say initially I wasn't really on the same boat as you guys, but I think I can see it. I can see it being next.
And then I think Shaky Shaky would be next.
I do too.
It's blatantly about fucking, which is cool.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Speed it up, slow it down. Like, what is
I'm
this?
saying, like, it is
2021.
This is
radio
one
music.
you really have to read between the lines on a lot. Like, it is blatantly about fucking. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, but like, there's not much more to that, you know. Like, it's just. It's very pleasing. It gets the job done. I will say, I think it's pretty smart for them to do like the change ups in like the tempo with the shake it faster, shake it slower. That is really fun. That is really cool.
It's also fun. Have you ever like tried to fuck along to the song? Hey, Captain Feathersword. We're talking about Captain Feathersword now. Captain Feathersword, I think, is another one of the songs in this album that is very brave. Very bold, especially for its time. You know, it's easy to think about a song like this coming out today, not just because it's a sea shanty, but also because lyrically, you know, it is about like combating toxic masculinity. You know, it establishes this gruff pirate character, but he's comfortable with embracing the art of dance to express himself, and that's, you know, I think nowadays the toxic masculinity thing is kind of, you know, it's been brought to light a lot more. You know, dudes can kind of do whatever they want now. They can be emotional. They can be into dance and not get made fun of for it. But, you know, at the time, this was more of a hot take. You know, I think it was a very important take to have back then. So I respect this song for what it does. I just don't think it holds up compared to anything else after this.
That's fair. I think that it does a lot for music and sea shanties in general. I mean, some would argue that this is such a pivotal point in like history of sea shanties coming to the forefront of popularity and the way that they're celebrated nowadays. I will say though, I think this song does struggle a little bit with the fact that I think this is a song that'll do well live more for them than in audio version, and being able to write a song that can transcend live performance and audio listens, I think, is pretty important. Yeah. So I think this is a good place for it because it is important, but at the same time, probably could have changed it up a little bit to make it work a little bit better.
Definitely.
For all around listening.
Yeah, I totally agree. So for the next spots, we have a much more manageable number of things now for these next spots. We've tabled 6 songs. So we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Okay. So our boat is rocking on the sea. Willoughby Wallaby Woo. Walk ponies. The monkey dance. Crunchy munchy honey cakes. That's what's up for the next 6 spots definitively. Where do we want to start?
Ponies.
Ponies.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I mean, Ponies is good though. Ponies is.
It kind of pulls. I mean, like it's good, but it's not good. I don't know. Like it's just like it's very simple. I mean, granted, they do have like some gimmicks with like, you know, they make horse gallop noises and shit. But like, other than that, like the song's kind of
text painting,
and
like some swish.
You know,
the
honestly,
swish is the galloping.
Here's the thing, Brendan. I do kind of agree with you. I don't think this is next, but I think it's like close to next.
It's coming up.
I think I could put. Honestly, the only song I think I could put under it is "Walk."
Okay.
But like Ponies specifically, because like Ponies is very clearly about like kids dying to gang violence. You know, like the clopping of the hooves is like a reference to like the clomping of bullets, you know, coming out of the chamber, and like the swishing of tails is like the swiping of knives on flesh and stuff, and like and then it says like the ponies are like galloping home to Farmer Brown, which is a reference of them like dying and going to heaven or hell.
So Farmer Brown is Jesus.
Yeah, Farmer Brown. Exactly. Yeah, you get it. So like I think it is. Yeah. It's kind of an emotional song, you know, like watching the ponies go home to Farmer Brown. It's like
you're kind of selling me on it. Maybe it isn't next yet. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not coming up just yet.
I do agree with Brendan though. I don't think that like musically or anything it competes with the rest of the song. I like the message behind it. I think it is a very emotional song. I like the allegories and the analogies that they have. It's very powerful stuff. The only song I would put under it is Walk. I think the song's a bop. I think it's really well composed, but compared to everything else, I just don't think it brings as much to the table, you know?
I mean, that's fair. I don't think there's a lot more you can say about it. It's one of those songs that doesn't have a lot of like other meanings. It's very much an empowering song, you know? Like I legitimately, I think I might put this as my like wake up alarm song, because this song, I could see myself getting up and walk around and getting ready for the day to this, because that's what it's meant to do. And I think it does a very good job at that. It is only what, a minute 17. And I'm just not a fan of songs that fade out. I think it's a little bit of a cheap route. I'd rather it have like a fully written ending. So, and I'm really trying. I'm really pulling teeth, as we've said. We're kind of getting down to it. However, the choir behind with like the harmonized like oohs and stuff, and they like come together and go walk. I love it. I do think that really does bring
Walk
to the table.
Yeah,
I think it's really fun. I think it's really
made
catchy.
me put it over Ponies. Because, like, granted, like, Ponies does have the powerful, like, anti-Chicago message of, like, oh my gosh, gang violence. But, like, you know, like, Walk at least has, like, a little bit more of, like, it feels more of, like, a full-fledged song. Even though, as Kyle stated, fading out is kind of weak sauce.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
I think these two are in a head-to-head battle.
Yeah, I could go either way on ranking these, because that is a very good point. That like, I think like instrumentally and like the structure of the song is a lot more interesting for Walk. Just Ponies is a lot more like hard hitting in like the lyrics department. So
Yeah, you feel it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It elicits like an emotional response, whereas Walk is just Walk is a bop with some cool like vocal bits and you know, it's just fun to jam along to. So I don't really know what wins out in this scenario. Kyle, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat.
Okay, all right. This is a tough one. I think, ironically, if I'm being completely honest with you, rehearing Ponies, I immediately sung along with the swish, 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 because like I just remember that from my childhood. Mm-hmm. The singing it, not the knives. And I think
good.
I think that
Slightly conservative.
Oh man, this is tough, bro. I might have to go with nostalgia here on this one. You know, as much as I love Walk, and how upbeat and just energizing the song is, I think that nostalgia on top of just pure meaning and the text painting that this song does with the clop clops and the swish swishes, and and it all having double meanings, just I think that'll win out for me. I think that'll take the edge. So I'll put Ponies above Walk.
The tribe has spoken.
Brandon, where are you voting? Same as Kyle, or are you going the other way?
Oh, I figured Kyle was the decider.
Oh no, I haven't decided yet. I was having him go first.
Oh,
go around, because I don't know yet. I'm kind of.
I would put Walk ahead of Ponies.
Okay.
I totally get Kyle's nostalgia. I mean, I myself have shared that nostalgia. Mm-hmm. I just feel like Walk is more of like a full-fledged title, while Ponies like just kind of relies on a couple of like cheap gimmicks and like onomatopoeias to kind of like, you know, make the song a little bit catchier.
Is it cheap or creative though? Because it does tell more of a story with them. That's that's the question I would press.
It's cheap. I do think though I am gonna side with Brennan on this one and put Walk over Ponies, just because I do think it is a more well-structured song, even though it might not have as much emotional weight to it.
Okay. I mean,
I do think it is, from that perspective, it is kind of inherently more listenable. So
that's fair.
And again, it's really close. Like these songs are very, very close. But I think I am gonna teeter a little bit toward Brennan's side on this one. So we're gonna lock in Ponies at number. What the fuck are we on?
I don't know. Maybe do a recap.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I might as well do a recap at this point. 25. Intro to Fruit Salad. 24. Food Pub. 23. Numbers Joke. 22. Dumpkin. 21. The French One. 20. Dorothy. 19. Butterflies. 18. Jump. 17. Veil. 16. Giggle. 15. Yawn. 14. Shaky. 13. Feather Sword. Ponies is 12. Walk is 11. We're in top 10 territory, guys.
Whoa!
We made it.
Oh my god.
So the next 4 spots are Our Boat is Rocking on the Sea, Willoughby Wallaby Woo, The Monkey Dance, Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes.
I think it's time to revisit Willoughby, if I'm being honest with you.
Okay. Honestly, I can kind of agree.
You sold me on it majorly, I will say, because I didn't immediately want to come back to it, because I do like what you said. However, I do think the fact that there was such a stark contrast in the way that we read the song, that we felt the song, I think is something like kind of similar to how we were talking about other songs earlier, where it was a little too hard to grasp what that underlying message is. You got to have that right balance of, is it too easy to see it? Is it too hard? Whereas songs like Shaky Shaky were a little too easy. I think this song's a little too hard to grasp, because like we had such differing opinions. I mean, good on them for writing something that is just so complex, so wide reaching. But I do think that, especially when the song has genocide and stress as the two opposites, I think it's a little tough to really get behind it. So I think that
I kind of get behind that.
I literally can I just read to you my experience with the song?
I would love to hear your experience.
Everything in all caps. An elephant? Is everyone dead? What is going on? Did he just laugh? This isn't happy. Why is Anthony playing a kazoo? Why are people clapping? People are dead. End scene. And that was just like my entire experience, because it was just such a shock factor that I didn't even get a moment to really get a chance to dive deeper.
Yeah.
And while I applaud them for being able to dive deeper past shock, to be able to conjure up so many emotions from people with the song, I think that it's just a little too tough. We don't have as many wrinkles on our brain to fully understand. This is only for
you
a very...
might not. I figured it out.
You do. You're correct. You did. You're very right. And there's only a subsect of people in our world, very small percentage, many digits, 0.000 many digits, that Tyler's a part of, that can really fully understand just where this song's coming from. And I'm glad that we have you on this podcast, Tyler, someone as handsome and as smart as you, to be able to give that opinion, to dive deep, to let us have a little peek inside that gorgeous mind of yours. And for that, I can't help but be so grateful. However, I think it should be next, because I think the mass populace cannot get behind it.
Brennan, what do you think? Do you agree that this should be next? Or do you think anything else is in contention for the spot?
I mean, one song that I think is close, but I think still beats it, is Our Boat is Rocking on the Sea.
Okay.
I would agree with you on
honestly,
that, actually.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Because Our Boat is Rocking on the Sea, like, I think it's better than Willoughby Wallaby Woo, but I don't think
agree.
by much.
I definitely agree.
Because for me, like, the fact they have like a trumpet in the background and like I think like a tuba or something, like, it just adds, like, there's a lot more depth to the track. But then it's only 54 seconds long.
Yeah.
And
which is like a really brief amount of time to like fully dive into like the uncertain state of the economy and stocks and stuff. Like, I think they could have fleshed it out a little bit more. They got enough there that you kind of like get it. But you know, I think that the brass specifically, like you said, is like so good.
Yeah, the brass definitely takes it over the top for me.
I will also say that like the way I felt about it was that it kind of felt like it was riding on the coattails of the previous song, because obviously they both are Captain Feathersword heavy, where this song now includes him after a song that is very iconic and very like pivotal to the history of sea shanties. They then just they sprinkle him in a song where it doesn't even necessarily have to be like you said, Tyler. It's so about like the economy and then like the rockiness of like the stock market and everything. And I just feel like he gets so in your face. He's so much like louder in this song. I don't know if it was the mixing or what, but he's very just like in your face in this whole song. And I just feel like they got a little too excited with the pure genius that was Captain Feathersword. So That's kind of why I was leaning away from it a little bit, the song. But the reason why I haven't bring it up is, like you guys have gushed about now, is the instrumentals. It's some of the best instrumentation on the track, or on the whole tune basket, rather.
Yeah.
I think that it blows a lot of other songs out of the water. Captain Feathersword would be proud. All right.
Wow. You were killing it today, Kyle.
Thank you. I'm feeling pretty when I've got so much great music in front of me, how can I not be confident? You know?
Fair enough. Fair enough,
man. Yeah.
But honestly, I agree with this.
Yeah.
Our boat above Willoughby Wallaby Woo, and then the following two over that. I'm not going to recap yet, so I don't remember the number, but the next two, after these two in that order, we have to determine Monkey Dance and Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes. What is the order of these?
There's some heavy hitters. God damn.
Yes, they are. These two are pretty great.
Yeah, because I mean, Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes is. Well, I mean, do you guys know the meaning of these two songs, or do I need to like?
I mean, like we've said before, I don't think like there is like an infinite increase in brain power from me to you. So I think that I didn't pick up.
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think I picked up on
Tyler
the
is
intricacies.
woke, so enlighten us.
Like I said before, I didn't
they're
really
two very different songs thematically.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, fucking Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes, right? This song is about, like, it's basically like a secret coded message of like, this is how you make drugs, because it's like, you know, it's a common slang. Crunchy Munchy is a common slang term for crack rock cocaine.
I mean, even I knew that. Like,
none of us are drug users, but like, you know, it's just a thing. You know, everyone knows that. And then the Monkey Dance. So similar to, you know, Shaky Shaky. Yeah, it was like blatantly about sex.
Yes,
this is kind of the same thing, but it's about like trying out different positions and like seeing what you're comfortable with, trying some different stuff.
That's fair.
It's like it's like do the monkey, do the elephant, do the tiger. It's like, you know,
it's like do doggy style. Now it's all these different ones. Yeah, exactly.
It's like you gotta try out all these different things.
I'm picking
to kind of feel out what you like, what you don't like, what your partner likes, what they don't like, you know. And then you know, if you find out that you're both really into the tiger, then you can just do the tiger. It's know, learn. It's about learning
to grow your relationship, honestly, and yourself as a sexual beast.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
I get it.
So I think that they both. I mean, honestly, from the message perspective, I think lyrically Monkey Dance is a lot more positive message because it's about growing in your sexuality, whereas Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes is just about straight up drug use. And, like, that's just not for me personally. I mean, some people relate to that, sure, just not for me.
Yeah. Man. Now, I will say both these songs kind of are quite strong rivals in instrumentation. I think they both have a lot going on that are really cool. I think I would give the edge to actually the Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes instrumentally. I do like some of the building they do, some of the chanty stuff. It's also an instructional video, whether it be for a delicious dessert treat or something that'll cripple your life forever. However, other things aside, I think that Monkey Dance is quite iconic. It's one of those ones that within the Wiggles discography, a lot of people would understand, like would harken back to the good old times of the Wiggles, Fruit Salad, Hot Potato, and the Monkey Dance. I think it's just one of those ones that is pretty iconic. It's kind of like a hot take that we're putting it a little bit lower than the top 5, in my opinion. But the more we talk about it, I do think that these other songs after it, the ones that we've tabled, I think they deserve it. And on a completely unbiased, completely like just a blank state of mind coming into this, giving a fair rating, I think this might be a good place for it. I would give it the edge though. That's what I'm coming up to, is that Crunchy Munchy Monkey Dance above it.
Brennan, are you in agreement or nah, dog?
Well, if it wow. Well, honestly, this one's tough. I mean,
it is.
The monkey dance definitely hits more of like a nostalgia for me. Like I remember whenever I heard this song, it definitely brought out some things from my childhood. You know, I remember like singing along to this as a kid. And then, as Kyle mentioned, I think Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes is a little bit better instrumentally. I'd probably put the monkey dance over Crunchy Munchy though.
God damn it!
Nostalgia just hits for me.
Oh, I got a tie break again.
No. Wait, you really went with Crunchy Munchy?
No, I went with monkey dance over it.
Oh, I went with Monkey Dance too.
Oh, I thought you said honey cakes.
I said Crunchy Munchy and then Monkey Dance.
Oh, I just misunderstood.
Yeah.
What you said. Okay, well then I don't have to be a tiebreaker. That's great.
Okay, I'm glad I said something.
We're in agreement.
Yeah,
we're
That
good,
worked out then. Cool.
Monkey Dance.
And if we're done with that, that means we're on to the 6 songs that we tabled earlier. So we're on to final 6 territory, being Dance with Wags the Dogs, The Chase, Fruit Salad, Numbers Rumba, and Hot Potato. Just a who's who of Wiggles bangers right here.
Fucking
Absolutely.
murderers, bro, over here, dude.
Now I think there's an obvious place to start, and you showed a little bit of skepticism towards my choice in tabling earlier with the numbers Rumba.
Yes.
And I think that this song is a really great, meaning aside, because as I said before, Tyler has that where he's really done a deep dive into what these songs truly mean. And instrumentally, this song is extremely clever and extremely complex. Like, they add a lot of different instrumentations. It's a very groovy vibe. Kind of, you really can't help but bob your head to it. The horns change up with whatever number they're on. I mean, like, who does that? And they add a violin in? I mean, come the fuck on, man.
Honestly, though, I kind of forgot that this was the song that did that, and I kind of agree with you. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I think
that's why
this song has some of those banging instrumentation on the entire album. Like, they really just let loose with, like, fuck, and the drums too.
I was just about to say that.
The drum fill in the number 3 section. The dude just fucking goes hog wild, man. He's just fucking uncontrolled rage on the drums right there. As a drummer myself, I resonates with me, That's a fucking badass feel right there. That's as close as they get to a breakdown in this album.
It kind of does. I the more you talk about it, the more I'm even more sold on the thing that it was already sold on. It's a double sell, and there's nothing greater than that in the industry. Brendan, how are you feeling about this song?
I mean, I agree with all your takes. I feel like the instrumentation carries it a little bit.
That's fair.
I can't really put it ahead of most other things, though. I mean, I think the only song that could really go below it is The Chase.
Really? I would say hot take here. I kind of think Hot Potato.
No! Hold the fuck on,
bitch! But hear me out. Just look at what we have left. Look at what all these songs bring to the table. Hot Potato, in comparison, is very repetitive, right? And the instrumentation is not as complex, right? You gotta look... I love Hot Potato as much as the next guy, right? Everyone loves Hot Potato. It's a banger of a track. But we gotta start making the tough calls here. We're in the top 6, right? We gotta make the tough calls. And while I do think the thing I will give Hot Potato, right? Lyrically, the song, it's very bold for the album to just come out of the gate just talking about classism. I think that is just a very bold statement.
Exactly, bro.
Talking about, like, hot potatoes, right? Your average middle-class family is going to be eating a hot meal. The poor people, cold spaghetti, man. Cold spaghetti. And then the people who don't even have homes, just eating mushed up fruit in the garbage. But the thing is, it's all wrapped up in a nice, happy package. Everyone is still having a good time, regardless of what they have to eat, because they're just happy to be alive, And that's a very positive message. It's like, it doesn't matter what you're having for dinner. Doesn't matter what your living conditions are. Just be happy that you're part of this thing we call life. And I think that's a really great thing. But instrumentally, I just don't think it holds a candle to anything else. Structurally, as a song, I just don't think it's as good as the rest of these songs we have left. Personally.
I have an even hotter take, possibly.
Oh?
I think Shake Your Sillies Out should be beneath these songs. I think that does even less instrumentally than any of the songs left. Now that we're talking about what changes it up, does unique stuff. Because Shake Your Sillies Out does the exact same thing instrumentally over and over and over again with different lyrics. That's all that happens. And then they slow it down, and then they speed it back up at the end, and that's literally it. They don't change it up. There's not nearly as many instruments that go on as Chase or as
Hot Potato?
No. Well, I mean, that, yes, also, but fucking...
Numbers Rumba?
That's it, Numbers Rumba. I couldn't think of the name.
I will agree. Here's what I think, right? I think the next two should be Hot Potato and Shake Your Sillies Out. I can get behind this, but like, I don't know.
I can't get behind Hot Potato, but I can definitely get behind Shake Your Sillies Out.
Okay, well, do we want to throw that into the next spot then? Because I think we can all kind of get on board with that.
I will say because I mean, there's a reason why Shake Your Sillies Out has gotten this far. I mean, that song, it resonates camaraderie on a level, and it's just so comforting. Like I said before, I could just see myself
especially
around.
for a song about the toll that excessive drug use takes on the body. But
exactly, bro. On a smooth brain surface, I'm gonna dance around the fire with my bros about it. Under the surface, I'm gonna die. But
I mean, it is kind of like a therapeutic thing though, because it's mainly about like the struggles of like trying to overcome addictions and stuff. You know, it's coming up with all these methods to like get it out of your system without giving in to the temptation of huffing those drugs or whatever they do. So like,
and even more, I mean, like addiction could mean anything, you know, like my addiction to my phone, you know, like shaking the sillies
in general. I guess it doesn't have to be drugs. I don't know why my mind is just going there, but yeah, I guess it could theoretically, it could be an addiction to anything.
I would go around like when we're just chilling at your place, Tyler. We're drinking the brewskis, we're hanging out, we're jamming. I want this song to come on next time because I feel like this song has a worthy place. Just to bring us together, like no phones in sight, baby. Just chilling, enjoying each other's company. That's what the song really means to me.
Yeah.
And it helps a lot of people too. However, I think it does deserve the 6th spot. I think, especially because these other 5 songs, I think are the most interesting instrumentation, whether it be complex or just extremely unique to the album. These other ones, I think that this one just doesn't do as much for me. But it doesn't really have to get that message across, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fair. I can get behind putting that next. I am still going to say that I think Hot Potato should be 5 though. Then.
Nope.
Why?
Nope.
Brennan, what do you think should be next? Because I really like Hot Potato, but I also don't know what would come next.
I'd say either The Chase or... I'd say probably The Chase.
But like, as the metalcore guy, it just baffles me that you want The Chase to be this low. It's a gent classic.
Yeah,
The Chase is like the original gent song, man.
Look, and I get that The Chase is very instrumental to bands like Polyphia and, you know, maybe even Periphery, things like that. But all of the other songs that are left, A, they have words, and B, they're a lot more classic. Like whenever you think of the Wiggles, you don't think of The Chase.
Tell it to those guys in that iconic video of the Chase mosh pit of 2011.
You almost sold me on it. You were really close.
Yeah, no, it's real. Roll the footage. They went hard in that fucking pit, dude. This is a song that you can't mosh this hard to any other Wiggles song, in my experience.
It's also the longest on the album, I'm pretty sure.
It is. It's like a full-length song.
Yeah, but you can have. Proud. I mean, it could be the longest song, but still be worse than others. Like I don't think it beats "We're Dancing with Wags a Dog." I don't think it beats "Free Salad." I don't think it beats "Hot Potato." I mean, there's just other songs that are just way boppier and way more of a classic.
Okay. Here's where I stand right now, right? Because it's tough because The Chase, I think, is one of the best instrumentations on the album, similar to Numbers Rumba. But when we're getting down to it, when we're pulling the teeth, when we're nitpicking, does this song have those 4 luscious voices that I know and love in it?
Nope.
At this point, Hot Potato, right. Fruit Salad, fucking Numbers Rumba, and Wags the Dog, they all have got those sweet, tender voices that just always make me, they come to my mind at any moment in time. But like, I don't just all of a sudden hear The Chase in my mind. And while The Chase is an absolute banger, and I'm so happy I made it this far, I think it absolutely deserves to be in the top 10, or top 5 rather. I mean, it did make the top 10 as well, but top 5, I'm super happy because I do think it deserves it. I think instrumentally, this song goes on a journey unlike any other on the album, and I fucking love it. I adore this song. I think it's got some ska notes in it, some djenty notes in it. I really appreciate those horns. Definitely heard that same fucking horn progression in a Stack Like Pancakes album. And I can't but help but just appreciate what this song has done for the industry. And it's so deserving of the number 5 spot, but I think the buck stops here. I do think it does. Because, on the other hand, Hot Potato, iconic album starter. Iconic, bro. This song, bro. Hot potato, and then the fucking little piano, like. And I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. How can you not just fucking hear that and just fucking slay, dude? It is so good.
I guess
you're trying to become a boss, bro.
And then the. I just can't help myself but freak the fuck out, dude. It's
That's
so
when the
good.
two-stepping starts. Freak when like the little voice comes in.
The little voice, and then the bring it back. Dude, I am not. No, next time, I swear to God, bro, Warped Tour is gonna be resurrected, and the Wiggles are gonna be every fucking act, and everyone's gonna be fuking right at the front of the stage the moment it opens. Everyone's dripping in fucking sweat and sunscreen, and they're just like, it's gonna be lit, dude. And you can't
you really sold me on this.
You can't help but respect
the Wiggles really are just a vessel for God's light. I mean, you really
are
my eyes to this stuff.
I've not heard anything said any clearer and better than that. Holy shit.
That's literally what we've been building up this whole time. They are the perfect vessel for God's light. It is what this... name the episode that. Basically, that's the general message. That is really what we're here to do, man. Just help propagate the light of which has been spread by our sweet 4 boys, Anthony, Greg, Murray.
Oh my God, there's 4
Jeff.
of them. Are the Wiggles the horsemen of the apocalypse? Did we crack the code?
The horsemen of the apocalypse and apostles of the Lord.
I think I just figured it out.
Damn.
Anthony
and that's
is definitely war, dude.
But that is why, yeah, I mean, the kazoo during the elephants. I mean, come on, bro. War tune if I've ever heard one.
I figured that'd be great.
War cry. No, I think that it all really does make sense. There's a reason why the apocalypse has not occurred yet. And it is because Anthony, Greg, Murray, and Jeff have not allowed it to come yet. The time has not come to pass. The apocalypse is held within their grasp, and instead of death, they've chosen life.
Yeah.
And
when they
it all started
finally
with this
reunite,
album.
that is when the end comes.
Yeah, you're not ready for it. You're not ready. Cut this, but like, are they all still alive?
So the chase is 5.
Deserving.
That means Hot Potato has to be
That's
full.
very
Like,
deserving.
I like Hot Potato, but like compared to these other songs, it can't beat it.
Yeah,
Because it's Fruit Salad. We're dancing with
Bop.
Wags the Dog.
Bop.
And Numbers Rumba, which arguably has the best instrumentals. I mean, Hot Potato's good, but the buck stops here. I can't allow it to go any further.
I can see it. I think that
I can agree with that. I really wanted it above the Chase, or above Chase, because like the Chase, it's just Kyle put it best. Like, we're here to listen to these 4 guys' velvety vocals,
Right.
And that song just does not contain it. It is very instrumentally strong. I think 5 is a very rewarding place for it. And Hot Potato, definitely a bop, but I see 3 songs that just trumpet right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of trumpets, how about those trumpets and Numbers Rumba?
Oh man.
See what I did there?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
So how basic are we gonna be, boys? Are we gonna put fruit salad at the top? I don't want it to be there. I will say
you don't want it to be there.
no. Well, here's my piece with fruit salad. Right. Obviously, fruit salad is the most iconic jam they've ever written. Right. That's why we decided to review this album specifically above their other ones, because this is like the most iconic song they've ever put out. I think it's a good message, fruit salad. It's like a metaphor for, ironically, it's a metaphor for like the American society, even though they're Australian, but they felt the need to do this anyway. Because like, America,
they're branching out, dude.
Yeah, America's like, America in and of itself is like a big old bowl of fruit salad. It's full of a bunch of different races and creeds and different kinds of people all mixed together in this fruit salad of a nation. And likewise, death comes to us all, no matter who we are. We're all here, but the overall message is, like the tone of the song, right? It's a very happy, very, very positive tone, even though they're talking about like, look at all these people, they're all getting eaten, but like at the end of the day, it has those happy overtones. It's kind of telling you like, even though all of our time in the fruit salad is going to end, we just got to be happy that we're part of the fruit salad to begin with. We got to enjoy our time on the plate, before death comes and eats us up like the peeled grapes we are.
The grapes of wrath.
And I think that's just a cool message, It's just telling people to embrace all the differences around you, embrace the uniqueness of our culture, all the different cultures, going on in America, and just, be happy with your time here on Earth. And that's cool. And it's a bop, obviously, it's a banger. You can mosh to this song very well. I dislocated my shoulder in a fruit salad pit once. I
think everyone kind of has, though.
Yeah, everyone's just been there,
I broke my nose in the fruit salad pit.
Yeah, we've all sustained fruit salad pit injuries. Yeah, it's a stage of life. But at the same time, I think that Numbers Rumba, like you said, is just a lot more layered instrumentally. It brings a lot to the table, especially in comparison to all the other songs on the album. Like, it's bringing out instruments I didn't even know they knew how to play. Like, it just keeps you guessing the whole time. And then Wags the Dog. Dancing with Wags the Dog, man. Dancing with Wags the Dog. Dancing with Wags the fucking dog. That's the greatest song. I would argue that that's the greatest song that's ever been written in all time, in my opinion. Obviously, this is very subjective, but like, the song's a fucking bop, dude. That song's a fucking bop. It's got like tight grooves. It's got bass, fucking brass blasting at you at random points. And obviously, Wags the Dog is like a metaphor for like dogs of war and like having to follow orders and do stuff you're not always comfortable doing, but you gotta have a good time doing it because it's war, baby. You're
fighting for freedom.
Yeah, exactly. It's war. Yeah. But like, it's such a jam. That's just a song I want to roll down my windows to and just crank while I'm going down the highway and just fucking, I go through the drive-thru. I don't even turn it down. I'm screaming it while I'm ordering my fucking food. Like, I think Wags the Dog does not get the same recognition as fruit salad, but like, I personally feel that it is 100 times more of a bop than fruit salad is, and that's a hot take, but I'm sticking with it. Wags the Dog changed my life.
Okay, for the sake of time, because we've been going on for so long, I will, just to start off, I will say I think these final four are in a very tight race. I could see it being in any order.
We're on final three.
No, I know. I just meant including Hot Potato as well. I could see anyone including any of these as their number one in any order. I could totally understand that, because I think these four are like the four pillars, much like the four Horsemen of the Apocalypse are the four pillars of this band and what they grew to become, and everyone knows and loves them. And I respect these four songs a lot. However, I think I'm going to have to make a call here and say that I think Numbers Rumba should be number 3. I think I have to do that, because I think that at the end of the day, there is something. I'm so glad it's made this far. Similar to The Chase, I'm so happy that we have brought this bop to life. I hope people understand now that how good that song is. However, I think that song does have great instrumentation, but I also think the other two do, as well as have some very unique vocals that I think really round it out. I think Numbers Rumba does suffer a tad where I mean, Fruit Salad, yummy yummy fruit salad. I mean, come on, dude. Like, that's like the highest fucking note they hit on the entire fucking album, dude. I mean, come on.
I was not prepared.
I mean, they hit those high ass notes
so fucking hard there.
Hell yeah, I fucking did, and so did they.
Yeah, their career peaked.
Exactly. Exactly.
Their career peaked.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
because that song is the peak of their existence.
This is the absolute pinnacle.
It is the pinnacle. It really is. Bro, that song has so many great fucking just like layered vocals, has great instruments. I will say, not as great instrumentation as Numbers Rumba. I do think that song takes the cake on this album for instrumentation. But the iconicness, the camaraderie of that song, everything, that is just like the perfect, there's a reason. Much like We Own the Night is the greatest song for DGD, because of its icon. There's just a rock at the top that like just brings everyone together. At the end of the day, no one can say that's a bad song. No one can say Fruit Salad's a bad song. Everyone comes together around that song. Like we said, fucking hurting ourselves listening to Fruit Salad because we're in the pit breaking shit, because it is the shining beacon of hope that this band has put in front of us, that brings us all together. It has great instrumentation, has unique instrumentation, has great vocals, has everyone joining in, has super high fucking soaring notes. Something that is not seen on the rest of this album. God, those high notes, baby. I could barely do them justice. I could barely touch that beautiful glistening note that those sweet boys hit. It just, I don't understand how it is possible we could not put Fruit Salad number one. There's a reason why it's so iconic, and I think it deserves the number one spot. I slap my mic, because that's how strongly I feel about it.
I think I'm going to echo Kyle's sentiment.
Wow.
I think Numbers Rumba is a very strong number 3. I think instrumentally it is the best. I think that Dancing with Wags the Dog, I think that the almost like walking bass kind of bass line fucking slaps. I think that Wags the Dog has the sickest feature. I mean, I get like Andrew Wells on DGD kind of vibes from Evaporate, and of course like Nothing Shameful. But Fruit Salad, this is the reason we came to this album. The reason that we have all gathered here today in the greatness of the Wiggles, okay, is because of Fruit Salad. A song that objectively I feel is their best, their peak, their pinnacle. And thus, I think that not putting it at number 1 would be a great injustice and great disservice to everyone who has called themselves a fan of the Wiggles. And plus, the song's a fucking bop. Let's be real. Like, this song slaps. Like, you can put this song anywhere. You put the song on anywhere, and you will get a pit. People
You're
will
not wrong.
Instantly make 2 walls, and you'll hear an Aussie come out of nowhere and fucking start that shit. So, I gotta put Fruit Salad at number 1. We're Dancing with Wags the Dog, number 2, and Numbers Rumba at number 3.
Fair enough.
I will say, you know, I applaud both Numbers Rumba and We're Dancing with Wags the Dog for running the gauntlet, because I do think that a lot of people are going to be pretty shocked. Like, we were talking about the hot takes that Brennan was spitting earlier, but like the fact that these songs weren't talked about for so long, I think people probably sitting there, they might have already made a comment before we got to this point. They're just like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. Like, what? Why is this song like, they haven't even touched it? And there's a reason we haven't touched it, is because people haven't been touching those songs for too long. We're bringing this shit to light. We're bringing these absolute gems of musical masterworks to the light. They're here now.
Yeah.
Go listen to them. Spread the word. that people are sleeping on Wags the Dog and Numbers Rumba.
Yeah, they're the best Wiggles deep cuts, hands down.
They are.
Fucking go out and expose yourself to them. If you haven't, you uncultured swine.
The deepest cuts, bro.
You cannot call yourself a Wiggles fan until you have listened to each of those songs at least 4 times. At least 4. Maybe 5. Maybe.
At least. Bare minimum.
Bare minimum 4.
10 gets you to super fandom.
I fucking crank it to Wags the Dog daily, dude.
Me too, dude. Hot take. Think the dog noises could have been a little bit better, but that's just me. That's just me. A little half-assed, but that's just me. But that's just for another day to dissect that song a little bit more. Why don't you, Tyler? Oh boy.
Guys, we did it.
Yes, we did.
We ranked all 25 songs and not songs on Yummy Yummy by the Wiggles. The people asked for it, and we fucking did it. We made it to the end. They said we couldn't, but we did it. Proved all the haters wrong. Made all the lovers happy. Everyone wins. And Wiggles will save us from our sins. Now, I'm going to do the final recap here before we close it out for the day. At number 25, we have the intro to Fruit Salad. 24 is Food Poem. 23 is The Numbers Joke. 22, Where is Thumbkin?
Fuck that song.
21, The French Song. 20, Dorothy, parentheses, my favorite dinosaur. Number 19, Butterflies Flit. Number 18, Come On, Let's Jump. Number 17, Veil. Number 16, Would You Giggle. Number 15, Yawn, Yawn, Yawn. Number 14, Shaky, Shaky. Number 13, Captain Feathersword. Number 12, Ponies. Number 11, Walk. Number 10, Willoughby Wallaby Woo. Number 9, Our Boat is Rocking on Sea. Number 8, Crunchy Munchy Honey Cakes. Number 7, The Monkey Dance. Number 6, Shake Out Your Sillies. Number 5, The Chase, parentheses instrumental. Number 4 is Hot Potato. Number 3, The Numbers Rumba. Number 2, We're Dancing with Wags the Dog. And number 1 is Fruit Salad, because we're basic as fuck.
But basic for good reason.
Yeah, no, that's true.
We're not too acidic.
We are correct.
We're basic.
Wow. Good science joke there, Kyle.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
science joke. Round of
Nothing
applause for
compared
Kyle's
to
good
the
science
nuances of the Wiggles, but, I can only try my best to accomplish what they have done.
joke. Yeah.
Right.
We can all only try to be as great as the Wiggles are. And, I hope that all of you learned a little something today. I'm assuming that if you're listening to this, you're as big of a Wiggles fan as us and the majority of the world. Wiggles World Tour, make it happen post-pandemic. I will be there in the pits.
Bring concerts back, please.
Yeah. Specifically for the Wiggles. Like, if no other concert gets brought back, I want the Wiggles World Tour.
It's literally like the first thing when I saw that the vaccines were being made, I was like, I need it right now so I can go see the Wiggles again.
Yeah.
Like, it's been too long. It's what I need in my life. That's really what the world needs right now.
Yeah. And you know what else the world needs right now? You to subscribe to the Talks a Lot Boys by smashing that button. And like it while you're at it if you liked it, because that would help us out a fucking ton. Also, let us know in the comments below what your personal rankings of this iconic album are. Let us know if you want us to rank any more Wiggles albums or just albums from other bands in general. Love to hear your opinions. Love to hear your hot takes on which of us was the most wrong. Just fight it out. Let us know what you thought. Have a conversation. Fill that comment section up. Our goal for this video is going to be 1 comment. Let's make it happen, people. Let's reach 1 comment.
I'm hungry. I need food.
We often don't make it, but I believe that this video we can get at least 1. So be that person. Make me smile. You'll get a once in a lifetime thumbs up and a big ol' smile from me when I see it. You won't be able to see it, but just know it's happening. And if you want to see more content from us, go over to the channel, the Talks a Lot Boys. go through our backlog of stuff we made. We've made other album reviews for other bands. Not obviously, no band holds a candle to the Wiggles, but like we've done inferior band album reviews. We've done fucking top 10 things. We've done improv stuff. Just there's a lot of variety. So if you like us as people, as voices, as personalities, go check out some more of our stuff. We'd appreciate the support. You can follow us on all the social media things, Facebook, Twitter, the other one. It's all there. Sometimes we post on it. Most of the time we don't. But hey, we'd like to have more followers. That'd be great. And that does it for us today, I think. So we've been the Talk Slot Boys. And we will talk a whole lot more next time. Shake out those sillies, folks.
See ya.